Your phone is face down on the nightstand, but the vibration makes the wood hum. A text from your friend Alex lights up the screen. Uber's 5 minutes away. Don't tell me you're still in your robe. Get down here. You stare at the message. That familiar cold knot forms in your stomach. You like Alex. You like your friends. But the thought of a loud, crowded room, sticky floors, forced laughter, 3 dozen "so how are things" conversations feels like a physical threat. So you type a lie about a headache. Hit send. Relief. Then guilt. That quiet voice saying, "Why can't I just be normal?" But here's what Alex doesn't see. You're not avoiding the world. You're managing a system they can't see. Most people think staying home means you're lazy or afraid. Science calls it something else. A high sensory threshold. Your brain isn't broken. It's hyper-tuned. While Alex walks into a party and hears fun, your brain processes the lighting frequency, the emotional subtext in a laugh, the energy of the person standing too close. You're not antisocial. You're a high-precision instrument in a world built for blunt tools. Alex thinks it's just music and drinks. Your nervous system thinks this is a full-scale system invasion. Think about the effort it takes to be out there. You have to boot up your social interface. Eye contact, small talk, mirroring energy so no one thinks you're weird. A stranger asks, "Busy week?" You run the script. "Yeah, you know how it is, just grinding. What about you?" For Alex, it's a game. For you, it's a manual process that burns mental fuel 3 times faster. That's why home feels different. It's the only place you stop broadcasting. The only place your identity isn't a performance. There's a trait shared by people who prefer their own walls. Internal vividness. Inside your mind, there's depth, movement, a conversation that never stops. I could spend hours thinking about that one sentence in that book. To the world, you're doing nothing. To your brain, you're building a kingdom. Psychologists call this self-companionship. You aren't waiting for life to start. You're running the server. Staying home doesn't mean you have no friends. It means you have high-tier connections. Because your social energy is limited, you don't waste it on placeholders. If someone is in your life, the one person you don't cancel on, it's because the connection is worth the cost. You say, "I'm staying in, but you can come over. We don't even have to talk." When the noise disappears, your attention sharpens. You notice what others miss. A shift in tone, the truth behind a smile, what isn't being said. You're the listener in a world that can't stop talking. So let's be clear. You're not wasting your youth because you prefer rain over bass drops. You're not fragile because you need a door between you and chaos. You're building a life that doesn't exhaust you. And that is a form of intelligence most people won't understand until they burn themselves out trying to be someone they aren't. But now, the warning. Not all silence is safe. Some silence is engineered. It's called the vacuum. The vacuum is what happens when someone notices you prefer peace and decides to use it. They don't overwhelm you. They isolate you. At first, it feels perfect. I get you. I don't like crowds either. You don't have to perform with me. Your nervous system relaxes. Finally, quiet. But slowly, the world shrinks. They become the only place your social energy goes. Not because they demand it, because everything else feels loud by comparison. This is the trap. They don't create chaos. They remove alternatives. People who love staying home have deep focus, deep loyalty, limited bandwidth. That makes you valuable and vulnerable. The vacuum feeds on solitude and turns it into dependency. You don't disappear suddenly. You drift. Here's the difference. Healthy solitude expands you. The vacuum shrinks you. If silence feels rich, creative, grounding, you're safe. If it feels heavy, narrow, like you're weighing, that's not rest. That's conditioning. So how do you stay alone without disappearing? You keep one door open, one low-noise connection, one anchor outside the quiet. Not constant, not draining, just real. That single connection breaks the vacuum completely. Healthy solitude isn't withdrawal. It's selective exposure, low frequency, high quality. A walk, a coffee, one honest conversation. No performance, no noise. Many people who love staying home aren't avoiding life. They're builders. They think deeply, notice patterns, create systems. Their energy isn't loud. They're concentrated. When you stop fighting your nature, your confidence stabilizes. Not because you became louder, but because you stopped leaking energy trying to be someone you aren't. You move less, speak less, and people listen more. So if you love staying home, remember this. You're not behind, you're not broken, you're not missing life. You're running it at a sustainable frame rate. Choose solitude, but choose it consciously. Stay aware.